first time doing an escape room?
Oh.
It's gonna be such a fun experience. Don't worry about a thing. I'll explain a few things as we go along. This is the country's first student-organized, student-created, student-led escape room, which is pretty darn cool. All right, so I have some rules I'm going to be referencing right here. Yeah, first one, no excessive force. See a green dot? Green means don't go. Opposite of what you think. Don't share any of the puzzles. Don't touch outlets. And most of all, have fun. I know that's really cheesy, but welcome. All right, so come on in. So for instance, you see these strings, don't pull down on them. That's way above my head, I'd have to jump. Okay, so the story goes, Dr. Venable went missing from the bell tower years ago, and he was looking for something called the Immortality Gem. Well, word got out that he was looking for this, and we're afraid it's gonna get into the wrong hands. That's why we brought you detectives here today to look through the clues that Dr. Venable left behind and get to the gem before anybody despicable can. All right, you're gonna have 60 minutes to find that gem, and go. Good luck.
I did my first room with my dad and a random family of 4 in Nashville, Tennessee, my junior year of high school. And we signed this waiver, and we had no idea what we were expecting. I left there just like on an immense high of just like excitement, and all the puzzles just blew me away. Since then, and especially since coming to college, I began to meet a lot more people that were very creative, and like I started to have a lot of really like cool and stimulating conversations that kind of opened my ideas to a new potential. I realized, like, why can't I start an escape room?
The logistics of it were A, getting a space, B, getting a team, and C, getting money to have the equipment and opportunity to then be able to build something really incredible on campus.
We'd all listened to a UNC podcast about a man named Brad Ives, who was head of UNC facilities. So we asked him for a meeting, and he said it was a very good idea. He's not the right guy, but talked to another guy at UNC Housing named Alan Blattner. And from there, everything's been looking up.
You know, it was just this series, honestly, like series of yes, a lot of yeses. Not easy yeses, but like once we found that space 2 months later in Cobb Residence Hall and we toured it, we realized it was perfect, and this was an amazing opportunity.
After that, we got a team within about a month and started having 2 to 3 months of round tables where we would start pitching ideas for the room and what it would look like. Then we started construction in May. We spent about 2 weeks building in May, and then when we came back in August, we spent about 2.5 months finishing up the job.
I had less black than I thought, so we're gonna go in with like some like grays and browns and make it look like it's weathering.
You know, I pretty much always expected we would finish the room in some form or fashion. Whether it would be a good room was up to us.
What are you? You lead to
everyone massively underestimates just how much work building a puzzle is. The amount of wiring and coding was, I massively underestimated, and the amount of debugging, both physically and online. They were all incredibly challenging.
Why is this hole larger than this hole? Oh, it's not. I'm just bad.
Story of my life.
I'm so hungry. I should have eaten.
All right.
I've got
you know
some
what?
like almonds.
The other challenging thing is creating something that doesn't break. When everything breaks, that doesn't create a good room. And so we're now kind of scrambling to create a sustainable experience and one that doesn't rely on a huge amount of extra work from the game masters, so that we can actually create something good.
This is like every play, every conference, everywhere. Everything is fucked until it isn't, and everything goes well.
I'm gonna go in there. So what happened here is this power supply was ripped out when someone changed the battery pack and then just let the battery pack fall out of the box, which is not how you treat our precious technology, as I've explained to the team since then. But this little green doodad, which provides all the power to the board, just was completely ripped off. I just pushed it back in, and by the grace of God, it then continued to operate for about 2 days, which pretty much the Hanukkah story, but in the case of a little electronic board. So we're going to be celebrating that yearly from now on. Our first working puzzle was later in the process than you might think, and so once we started to have some puzzles that people were solving, really solving, like they didn't know it coming in, they just came to the room and could open it and had fun doing it, was super cool to see people actually doing the experience.
Yeah, we'll just attach it over.
I'd like. We should mount this guy.
Mailbox test.
They said they would do it.
Hell yeah.
Yell when you want to hit the button and see if it
Well, it's gonna be whenever you want.
I want to make sure the button still works.
Yeah, you can trigger it when you want.
Alright, you good? I'm gonna push the button.
Yep. Yep.
Awesome.
Chaos ready.
Did it work? Yeah. Wait, can we do it again?
Yep, go.
Push the button now.
That's sick. That's so sick.
The role of beta testing is to tell us what we've missed. As I alluded to earlier, it's very, very difficult designing a puzzle and fully keeping in mind exactly how a person could solve it. And so with beta testing, we wanted to see just what was too hard, what was too easy, where were the red herrings, where were they getting sidetracked.
Beta testers outside. Our first group game masters coming in right now.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
So, welcome to the bell tower. The very first time. The person to the right isn't in character, he's just our Ryan.
I'm just gonna.
Is this for us? This is probably gonna be like a gear wall.
That's just random
Potentially.
Oh, that's nice.
I'll just tell them no.
I've finally done it, my life's goal, but I fear it's too powerful.
Oh yeah, I see
Underlined.
what you're saying.
So I've hidden it away.
Guys, I think you guys are
Only someone worthy may possess it. Something like door and chair.
There's important stuff right here.
You put the gears on there and you have to put them on. I think that's the hard part. I think in this box we should say we should have little directions.
like a diagram of how to do it. Okay.
Washer, wing nut. Because the fun part is putting the gears on the wall.
Right, that is sort of neat, yeah.
This is next. Oh, this looks
Next
important.
item.
Ooh,
Some
sexy.
mercury.
Ooh, I found more
wood glass
stripes.
and copper.
Oh, but they're
Yes,
different
that, so we
stripes.
need wood glass and copper.
Wood glass.
Are things going as planned?
Honestly, more than I thought they would. I thought the room would be falling apart by this point. We've broken the desk, everything's come off the walls. But
Yeah, they seem to be curious and trying to figure things out, and I think the room is harder than we expected, which is a good thing.
yeah, no, considering we think it was gonna be too easy, it's nice that it's not.
Immediately solved.
It's a good song. Pop that right there. And now you're
So, why are we all here? Sure, it's the opening of Chapel Thrill Escapes, but really what I think today and what this room represents is a celebration of Carolina students, a celebration of creativity, and a celebration of Carolina. So this is what Chapel Thrill Escapes is really all about. Our mission is to force interdisciplinary collaboration between students of different interests. Because there's really something special about when a chemistry major comes together with a communications major and they put their brains together to create a really cool, mind-bending type puzzle. Outside of the team, Chapel Thrill Escapes it's going to be an incredible bonding experience for the community and also a team building experience. And I believe in that because I think escape rooms are truly special. When you think about it, escape rooms are a little bit like life. It can be puzzling. Something unexpected can happen. Things fall from the ceiling. But when you come together, rely on each other, you can really tackle some difficult problems and have a fun time while doing it.
Chapel Thrill Escapes is different because it's all about the love of the craft. We are here to empower people, to provide students with an opportunity to create something of their own, to create their own legacy. So the next steps for this room is doing that, making sure that this room is known about, is played, is loved, and then getting another room.
That's so instrumental to us functioning.
Yeah.
As
It's
a
like
sustainable
so big.
work. Because like honestly, 2 rooms is enough to like it always be exclusive still and like mysterious, but
And like I really like about it too, because you can literally like you can still have that both rooms functional half of a semester,
Yeah.
and then the other half there, and you're prototyping, and then
Right.
the other half, you've got like 2 months to like
Yeah.
break down, reset.
just like the workflows become so clear, which was good.